One Piece chapter 836. So this chapter we have a lot of character interactions, and we get to see kind of like the hierarchy of Big Mom's pirates. I really thought this chapter was actually pretty funny, man. Especially between Pound, Cracker, and Brûlé. We get everyone coming out of the woodworks. We have Cracker coming out. We have Charlotte Brûlé coming out. And then we got the guy in the ground who is actually Lola's father. His name's Pound, which I think is actually kind of funny, coming out. And this guy Cracker, he comes out, he pulls Pound out of the ground from the previous chapter, and he's like, oh shit. And we find out this guy is one of the main officers for Big Mom's crew. Basically, this guy Cracker is at the level, probably at the level of Jack. And I'm curious if they're ever gonna fight. I want to see who's stronger. You know, you get to see compare the Yonkos and their crew members, and you're comparing the power. So I'm curious on how strong Cracker is, because apparently this guy's pretty big. He's a big dog, and he looks pretty badass. I liked his design. It looked pretty cool. He has got the sword and everything. So basically this chapter is like a lot of like some like exposition, like talking, and like not like it's dialogue, you know, and talking things to each other. Cracker's telling Pound to shut up, and then Pound's begging him to see his daughters. And it's funny because Pound's like, hey, wait, I could very well be your father. It's like, maybe, but the original dads were all just outsiders. That's what Big Mom had told us, and she won't lose any sleep if you die. So I thought that was hilarious. Like, hey, I could be your daddy. I thought that was funny, man. I died of laughter right there. And then in this this chapter, you get to see Nami thinking back. We got some flashbacks, her and Lola, and she's able to put two and two together. And she's like, oh shit, is Big Mom's mom Lola? You know, is Lola's mom the Big Mom? And she put two and two together, and she finally pulls out of her boobs. I'm like, dude, does Nami have like a safe in there, or like a storage right there in between her boobs? First she pulled out a weapon, now the Vivi card, which we never saw the Vivi card in a long time. Has it been there the whole time? That's some pretty good handiwork right there, Nami. She pulls it out, she's like, oh, this is it. And the whole force is about to attack her, and they get scared shitless. They're like, oh shit, what the hell? And Charlotte Brûlé is like, I was like, hey, wait, why aren't you guys attacking? What's going on? We can't attack that soul. It's Big Mom's power right there. So apparently the Vivi card has some of Big Mom's power in it, and they can't attack her. And Nami's like, what? And it's really funny, like interesting. It's like the Vivi card, is that like how they're made somehow, where you kind of take a piece of soul out of you and you put it in a Vivi card? I don't know, that's interesting to me. You know, I always wondered how that is done, but I guess that's how Big Mom makes her Vivi cards. But now the Force is like scared shitless of Nami because she's holding on to that card. They can't attack her. So she's got some armor on her, you know, plot armor. But you know, I'm kidding. It's good armor though. It's build up armor. We knew that was gonna happen. And then so in this also chapter, we get Charlotte Brûlé showing more of her power. She pulls out Chopper and Carrot, and they're inside her mirror, and then she shatters it. And you think that, oh, what the hell, are they dead? But no, they're not shattered, just the mirror. And so that's pretty much how the power works. They're like trapped in another dimension. But then you see Chopper call Luffy's name, and then they skip that part of the chapter. They go to another panel. And I'm pretty sure Chopper was going to whisper something to Luffy's ear. Probably insight onto how Brûlé's power works. Maybe giving him some information, some insight. Because he whispered something to Luffy's ear. He's like, oi, Luffy, come here. And then they skip to that part of the panel. So it's obvious to me that Luffy kind of knows something now about Brûlé that he probably can use in the next couple of chapters to defeat her. But that's not his problem right now. His problem is Cracker. Wait a minute. If Cracker ever fights Jack, are we gonna start saying like Cracker Jack, or like the Crackers? I'm gonna say the Cracker Jack combo if they ever do fight. Cracker Jack. That's gonna be fucking hilarious. I'm sorry, that was horrible. Ugh. Cracker Jack. I'm saying it. If Cracker ever fights Jack from Kaido's pirates, because we know Jack is alive, I'm calling them the Cracker Jack combo, or just Cracker Jack, whatever. Anyway, towards the end of this chapter, Luffy ends up fighting off Cracker from him hurting Pound. And he's like, oh, is this pity and stuff like that you're defending this guy? And so then they skip that part, and it shows Nami holding the Vivi card, and then you see Luffy coming out of nowhere, hits right into the tree, and he's like, oh shit, damn it. So you could tell Cracker, he's a powerful dude. And this is a battle that I wasn't expecting us to get so soon. I was expecting us to come a little like further along, but I think this is interesting. We get to see an insight of the power levels between Cracker and Luffy. How strong is Luffy? Because in my opinion, if he struggles with Cracker, he's not ready to take down Big Mom. No fucking way. No way. And in my opinion, if he takes down a Yonko, he's going to end up doing it when he'll probably have to do it with some extra help. And I always wonder, like, if Luffy eventually wants to be a pirate king, I kind of want him to have the ability of taking down Yonko single-handedly, which right now I don't think he's not ready to do. He's probably at the level of Cracker, but definitely not Yonko level. But he's getting his butt kicked by this Cracker dude, man. And Nami tells him, oh, don't go out. We don't need that here. We're here just to get Sanji. It's like, go out? I don't see any other way of doing that. So in that sense, we're going to probably get a fight chapter. Most likely, either that or Oda is going to skip around somewhere. I really hope they show this fight between Luffy. Get to see the levels, because now it's pretty obvious, like, this Cracker guy is no joke. And I'm really interested. He's brought out his, like, many swords. Man, I'm excited to see the leveling of the Yonko and Cracker. And since Luffy knows that he has to go all out, this guy's powerful. As far as chapter goes, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Good character interactions, good plot progressions. Really hyped up for the next one. Fantart out.